So today's session is just some practice exercises to do to help, and it's not just for the bursitis. Anything having to do with your hips, thighs, or lower back, these will be great for. So let's get started. We're going to start in mountain pose. So you can stand in mountain pose. I'll turn to the side because it's important that you see the form, because some of us tend to dump in our back. So we're too anteriorly tilted, and some of us tend to over tilt toward the back and pop the thighs forward, which is more posteriorly tilted with the pelvis. So we just want to find neutral spine and pelvis from here. Extend through your arms here, draw your shoulders on your back. So you want to maintain this type of upright posture, ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankle if you were to draw a straight line. So we're going to start with some neck rolls. We're just going to work from the head all the way down to the feet, just in a little warm up here. So we'll start in Tadasana mountain pose. Draw your chin to your chest. Inhale, gently roll the head, releasing the right ear toward the right shoulder, but not lifting that arm bone or right shoulder up. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, come up. We'll start next with the shoulders. So you can either modify with fingertips on your shoulders, or you can do full extension through the arms, whatever feels good to your body. So we'll start with fingertips. We'll inhale, pull in, up, and out. And you really want to feel like you're getting that mobility through the shoulder blades. So you're trying to feel the shoulders. I even felt a little crunchy there, but drawing up and then feeling them move in together as you externally rotate, then pull in, feeling the shoulder blades move apart from each other, and really moving at your pace, and then focusing on that sensation to feel that mobility and that movement through the upper back. We'll reverse it. This time we'll take it back, up, in, and down. So we're inhaling as we spread our wings, rise up, and then exhale as we draw down and back out again. Inhale to lift, exhale to release. And we'll do one more. And then slowly release from there. Next variation will be a cow and cat position. We're going to do it with extension, but maybe you have some low back issues, so extending your arms overhead is like too much in your low back. So you can just keep your hands on your hips if you want to. And we're just going to do standing cow and cat. So what I was showing you with your pelvis earlier, we're going to inhale, draw the thighs back and apart. Part 1 video demonstrates proper foundation, where to get and how to move from the feet up into the pelvis to feel this expansion. And on the exhale, you start at the tailbone and draw it back down, and then we're going to round the spine, coming into spinal and hip flexion. So we'll start back in mountain pose, Tadasana. Interlace your fingers, inhale, lift, exhale, open. So cow pose, extending through the spine, lifting through the rib cage, the breastbone, opening your throat and gazing toward the sky. On your exhale, we start at the tailbone. It starts to draw back in. We move like a wave up through the spine, pushing from the upper back out through the arm bones and palm, and drawing in toward the notch of the throat. Inhale, rise up, open. Lift, stretch through your front body. You'll feel the contraction through your back body. As you exhale, round, moving from the tailbone up and coming into cat pose, spinal flexion. Now you feel contraction in the front body and expansion through the back body. Inhale, take it back up again, open, and exhale, round. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release down. Now we're just going to move into the pelvis now. So we're just taking it on down so you can come a little further than hip width distance apart from here. You can bring your hands to your hips. You're going to start by moving the hip to the right. You'll circle to the back, push it to the left, and then pull it to the front. So it's out, back, out, forward. And the other thing you want to be conscious of is that you're keeping your spine more upright and you're just moving from the pelvis itself. So in other words, what do I mean by that? It's not this. Okay? You'll get that. So we're just going to stand, we're going to extend, and we're just going to move that pelvis. Just like Elvis. All right, we'll do anywhere from 5 to 10 in one direction. And then we'll pause and we'll reverse that direction and go the other way. So again, you're just trying to get the mobility through the hips, thighs, and lower back. And then after you've done about 5 or 10 in this direction, we're going to come back center. Then we're going to bring the feet a little closer. You're going to gently bend the knees, but be conscious that your knees are not going over your toes. So from mountain pose, move from the hips back and put that little bend in the knees. You can rest your hands here. Tone that lower belly right here. And then we're just going to slowly from here, just move the knees in that circular rotation. Just like you're going around the face of the clock here. And then you'll do 5 to 10, and then you'll reverse that direction. And then again, after doing about 5 or 10, we'll come back to center and slowly come up. All right, next variation will be ankle rotation. So if you want to play with balance, come away from the wall. If you feel that you need some support, just bring your hand to the wall. Give yourself that support. Again, finding mountain pose, gently just extend that leg out. You'll do 5 ankle rotations to the right. And then you'll reverse that direction and go the other way. And again, you can work up to however many you want. You might feel cracking or popping or really some tightness, so just keep working through it. Then release down. Then we'll take it to the other side. If you want to play with balance, you can extend. So this makes you really tighten your legs up to have to try to get that balance. But you're going to rotate to the left. I think I'll support myself because I want to really focus on that full range of motion through that ankle rotation instead of worrying about the balance for now. All right, reverse it. And you'll do like 5 to 10 or even more. Like maybe you're feeling like it's really getting more. You might have felt like you're like it doesn't want to go because it's stiff. But as you move through it, it'll start to get more pliable. All right, so that concludes our warm-up. So we're going to start to move into, we'll do hip flexion, external rotation, internal rotation, extension, and back deflection. So we'll come to the wall. Just bring your hand for support against the wall. Again, coming back to that posture, Tadasana mountain pose. You're going to start by inhaling, bringing the knee up. Flexion, exhale, open, external rotation. Inhale, internal rotation. Exhale, extend. Engage your glute and engage the back of your thigh. Inhale, bring it back up to center, flexion, and exhale, release down. Inhale, flexion. Exhale, external rotation. Inhale, internal rotation. Exhale, extension. Inhale, flexion. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, internal rotation. Exhale, extend. Inhale, flexion. And exhale, release. Then we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So you'll move and bring your body to the wall. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, internal. Exhale, extend. Inhale, flexion. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, internal rotation. Exhale, extension. Inhale, flexion. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, internal rotation. Be careful because you'll be weak and you'll drop it down. So engage the muscles strongly. So from external rotation here, when you go into internal rotation, you got to fire those muscles up or your leg's going to drop down. Okay, so be conscious of building that strength and doing that internal rotation. Then you're going to extend on the exhalation. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, release. Okay, so you start out with like 3 of those and then work up to 5 and then on up to 10 and then add another set and just keep working through it till you get, really good strength, stability, mobility, and flexibility. All right, so the next variation of posture we'll do is standing seated pigeon. So I'm going to come to the side here. You're going to come into mountain pose. Actually, it's probably better. I'll show it from the side, but also I want you to see it from the back because we tend to dump into our hips. And I'm going to show you some different angles so that you can cue into your body and really see what you're doing. Sometimes we're just totally unaware of it. So we're going to take I'll start with my left leg because I'm facing this side and you can see. So you can think about coming like into a figure 4 position. When you cross your ankle over the top of the thigh, just above the knee joint, not on the knee joint, above it, you're going to flex that foot. That'll help you protect that knee joint. All right, so from here, you're going to slowly start to sit back. Inhale, exhale, begin to release. Okay, what you might start noticing is that your hips are starting to twist to one side or the other. Really ground through the foundation. And again, notice that you don't lead with your knee, you lead with your hips, like you're sitting back in a chair here. And then you want to look, and from the outer hip to the knee on the standing supported leg, that should have a nice line, not a diagonal line. It'll be diagonal if your hip is pushed out or pulled too far in. So you want to have a nice straight right angle with that right leg. Keep flexing and keep moving down to your pace till you feel a good stretch here. Hold for 3 breaths, more maybe if you need to. If it gets to be like you're losing form and it doesn't feel good, then just back out of it slowly and come back up again. All right. So, these lights are hot. We're going to go from the back side. I'm just going to do the other leg. So basically you would sit into it for 3 breaths, 5 breaths, whatever duration you can begin to deepen into, and little by little build that stamina. So we're going to cross over. And then as you start to go back, be conscious of what the hips are doing. So what I was speaking of earlier, sometimes we tend to push the hip out or maybe pull the hip in depending on the hip. But think about from hip to knee, you're creating a nice straight line. And then you want to slowly lengthen through your spine, lift through your heart center, and really work at deepening at your pace. You're going to hold this for 3 to 5 breaths again. And then on the exhale, bring yourself back up. So that's standing seated pigeon. You'll do that 3 times on each side, and then hold for 3 to 5 breaths until you can build up all the strength it takes to hold it, the mobility and the flexibility. All right, so the next one is wide standing straddle split. So you'll do the right and left side on that one. Inhale, bring the arms out like a 5-pointed star. As you exhale, use your hip hinge, not your waist bend. So you should not be rounding your spine. You can bring your hands to your thighs, pull your shoulders into your back. Slowly begin to come down to your capacity. Or you can hold the thighs, the back of the calves, the ankles, whatever feels good to you. You can clasp your elbows. You can let your spine. Now, if you are flexible and you feel like, oh, hit the ground, that just means you got to shorten your stance so you can bring yourself deeper into the stretch. So you're going to bend and extend. Bend. I'm pushing those hips back again and extend. And then to come up, hands to the hips, elbows toward the sky. Inhale, root down. Exhale, rise it up. So that's one variation to really open and stretch through your back body. And then the other variation of that is a twist added to it. So we'll inhale back to that 5-pointed star. As you exhale, you're going to move to one side. So again, be careful not to move the hips. And then as you pull this way, the hips will move more. So first, hinge, twist the spine without the hips going with it. So maybe you're here. Maybe this is where you are today. And then as you get more flexible, look at my upper body. It's not going toward the leg. It's staying more centered in the spine, from the tail of the spine out through the crown of the head. Then I can use that to open with, and then if I want more, I can stretch that top arm up. And then you'll use your root down, inhale, rise back up. Exhale, take it to the other side. Again, modify it, especially if you have tight shoulders or hips. You may have to start up here and then work on that twist, but not moving your hips. And then as you get more flexible, more mobile, you can go back and deepen into it. But again, try not to pull forward with your torso. Think about leaning back into the unknown and feeling that spaciousness, that openness. Inhale, come back through to center, and exhale, release. Okay, so next we're gonna do, triangle. So I want you to work on your transitions. You're gonna turn the foot and line it up with the right hip. Then you're gonna gently push this out. Now, this is a pretty short stance here, so I'm going to broaden my stance a little bit. And then I'm going to work on squaring my hips back up, so I'm not dumping into it. This foot's slightly turned in. This is out, so we got external rotation, internal rotation. You're going to work at bending and extending. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Then we'll work at keeping that and just using our core to reach with. Using our core to reach. Reach where you can. Some of you are going to need a chair because this is it. This is as far as you can go down, so you're going to just put a chair, a folding chair beside you is good. Those of you that need a little less help, a block. And then those of you that can reach the floor, go ahead and take it down to the floor, but make sure you're resting back and not pulling forward. This is important. I mean, when you're doing yoga for therapy, it's important that your alignment is right, or you could do more harm than good. You're going to slowly push down to pull yourself up, release, turn that right foot in, left leg goes out, push that right heel out a little bit. So again, it's hard to get that internal rotation and external rotation and then be square in the hips. So find that balance. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, reach. So you'll do these a few times. So just to work at stabilizing and strengthening through the lower body, but having that fluidity and mobility through the upper body. And then you'll move right into your triangle. So again, you may need to set up that chair, a block, and find your variation of your triangle. Then you'll hold 3 to 5 breaths and work up to longer periods to gain more strength, and you'll use your exhale to come up. All right, that is it for the standing poses. And then we're gonna move into bridge pose. So we're gonna come down onto our mat. And then slowly bring yourself back onto your back body. Whew. It's hard to believe this is November in Georgia. But anyway, walk your heels in. Just kind of gently roll through side to side, massaging through your back body. Especially across the sacrum and the hips. Little sacral rock and roll here. Come back to center. Then from here, stretch your arms out or down by your side. Make sure your feet are more in line with your sits bones, not so far out or not far in. So what I like to tell, because some clients that I have, their knees just drop together naturally. It's hard for them to maintain that hip to knee ratio here. So get a block and squeeze into the block. You'll place that block right between your inner thighs here. And that's gonna help you stabilize the legs so the knees do not collapse in or you don't roll too far to the outside. So grab that block and go ahead and place it between your thighs here. Pull back through your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly bring yourself upright. Coming up as high as you can, so be conscious that you're not pulling your head and chin to your chest, but chest keeps lifting toward the chin here. You can work those shoulders in a little more to get a little more height here to lift up into. You're pulling back through your head, your shoulders, and pressing out through your feet. Again, take 3 to 5 breaths. And slowly use your exhalation to lower back down and try to hit right in the center of the sacrum, not too close to the tailbone and not too high up to where you're flattening this curve. This curve right here in your low back. I'm over exaggerating it right now. Now I'm resting toward my tailbone. And then when I posteriorly tilt and I over exaggerate it in the other direction, now you can see I'm flattening my lumbar spine. So it's important to maintain neutral spine and pelvis and feel the spaciousness here, the grounding through the sacrum and the hips, the grounding through the upper thoracic spine, the spaciousness in that C cervical curve, and the grounding through the back of the head. From the bridge pose, work up to doing 3 sets. And then when that feels easy, add some more and then work up to 10 over time. Next and last pose, not very last, but next to the last, we're going to do windshield wiper. So bring those feet out as wide as your sticky mat. Excuse me. All right. Stretch your arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take it to the left. Now feel the stretch. You can feel it maybe from the armpit moving down the side body out through the hip and knee. Flex your feet. That's important to bring that muscular strength and stability through the legs. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release. Keep your feet flexed. Cross your left ankle over the top of that right thigh and gently use that leg to pull down through that right side to increase the sensation and stretch through the iliopsoas muscle, the thigh, side body. So wherever you're the tightest is where it's going to show up. So as you feel yourself deepening at your capacity, it should feel like discomfort, but not pain. And then you'll release your foot back off. You'll inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, release other side. Flex the feet, cross that right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And again, you're applying the juice to deepen the sensation through that stretch. But you're maintaining stability through the flexion of the feet and the engagement of your muscles. So strength first and then deepen into the flexibility while maintaining that strength. 3 to 5 breaths. Then you'll release that foot down. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release. Stretch one leg out, then the other leg out. Turn your palms up and relax your body completely. So take this time at the end of your session to really let go, release, and surrender into Shavasana, relaxation pose. Your eyes are closed, your face is soft. Swallow, release any tension through the back of your throat. And take a moment to just rest here and let your breath be natural. So let go of any breath manipulation and just let yourself go and deepen and release. And then slowly from here, deepen your breath. Exhale, release it out. Bend your knees. Bring one arm overhead, roll to one side. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, slowly root down, rise back up. You're going to come back into a seated posture. Once you come upright, close your eyes. If you opened your eyes, let the palms rest face down or face up. See what feels best for you. And then join your palms together, embracing your practice, honoring where you are, and continue to practice little by little, slowly, and progress will come. Namaste.